kind of hurting, so I don't know how long I'll last. Hopefully it's not sick. I think it's allergies. It was a very mild winter, which apparently when that happens, it doesn't kill all the things and the frosts don't happen and there's more stuff and pollen. So, and we have a big cherry blossom tree, which is so gorgeous in our yard, but the pollen, like I had a yellow sheet on the hood of my car. So, dermatology. We're gonna, let me see. Hold on, put that on a little bit. Helps a little bit. Maybe I'll open that other shade. Hold on. Open the shade. I'm shady. I'm a shady bee. So I'm so excited for my podcast tomorrow. I'm doing 5 quick healing tools for when you're triggered. Basically, it's like post-narcissistic abuse, but really can be for anybody. So I just recorded that and I love it. It's like one of my favorites I've done. All right. So if you're not following my podcast, what are you doing with your life? Go to But Still She Thrives on Apple, or if you don't have a Mac, Apple, whatever, you can just type it in and find it on most others. I'm not on Spotify because they have weird, like, terms. So I did not want to sign their contract. But yeah, it's on Google and all the others, basically. Do my dermatology. I love this stuff. I was outside for hours. We had 2 birthday parties this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and yesterday it was outside, and so I was outside for 4 hours, and I didn't get any sunburn or anything with this dermatology. I love it. It is 45, I think. 46. Very, very interesting number. It is SPF 46. So that was nice. But yeah, so it was Cora's spring break this last week and half of the week before that. Like that Wednesday she had a half day and then was off Thursday, Friday. So, oh, hello, good morning. How are you? What's shaking? I just catching peeps up. I don't know if anyone else is on here, but just saying I had spring break. It was lots of fun. We hung out with friends, went to the aquarium. The aquarium is so fun. In Baltimore, there's a huge aquarium, and I haven't been. I honestly can't even remember. I used to go there all the time as a kid, and even I went to college like right near there, so me and my friends used to go to the aquarium as college kids, but I don't know that I've been since college. No, I take it back. I took my nephew like in my 20s, but that's almost 2 decades. Probably been at least 15 years I went there. It was so fun. There's these sharks and sawfish. There was dolphins. They don't do the dolphin shows anymore because PETA gonna come after everybody. But they had the trainers kind of sitting with them and you could just watch. So that was really cool. And you got to touch jellyfish. I got stung by jelly. Actually, that's a fun story. You want to hear a fun story? Fun story time with Christy? I don't know if it was fun for me. But I was at my ex-stepmom's house. Chew on that one. My dad's on his 4th wife. I was on at my ex-stepmom's house while we were on the boat. I'm going to use my NARS, my new NARS concealer. And we decided to do jet skis. So I was like, yay. So me, my boyfriend at the time, who's not my husband, got rid of that one. Just kidding. We were like, yeah, we'll do it. So we got on. And I'd never jet skied before, but I was, I was like, ooh, let's do it, And we were going pretty fast, and then a boat kind of crossed our path, so a big wake, came from the boat, and I honestly can't even remember if I think my boyfriend was driving. Whatever it was, I remember we just took a quick turn. I think he's probably trying to avoid the wake. But the wake hit us as he turned. And, well, we flipped over, which, whatever, that happens in jet ski land, right? But we flipped over onto a huge pile of jellyfish. And I really landed right on the pile. My boyfriend, I think he got stung a little on his leg, but it was like barely anything. My whole side, like I landed like that on it. Literally, my head didn't get stung, thank God. But starting from here, all the way down my right side, like the entire side was stung. And then there was one jellyfish with his little arms wrapped around me. He wanted to hug me real tight. He was wrapped around the whole, they had to peel him off me to get him off me. So I had stings all this whole side, and my whole abdomen was jellyfish stings. And I remember my stepmom, who's so laid back and like never worried about anything, her face was like sheer horror. She was like staring at me. We're in the back in the boat, obviously going home. Ruined that trip. And she's like, oh my God, you can't be okay. You're not. She was like insisting I wasn't okay. And I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. She's like, no, you must be in shock. This is and I mean, it looked bad and it felt bad. I mean, it didn't feel great, but how it looked like, girl, you're about to die. You need to go to the hospital. I mean, it was like welts and just red everywhere. And on my really white skin, it was just blaring. You know what I mean? So I felt like it probably looked worse than it was. I mean, it was bad. I had jellyfish stings all over my body. But I was still like, okay. And she was like, you might throw up, you might get sick. Because her husband had just gotten stung the week before and like had a really bad reaction. I think he had to go to the ER. And I was like, I'm okay. So, and my stepsister's boyfriend was, when we were getting on the boat, he was like, I'm pretty sure, I forget if someone else said it or he said it. I think he said, I'll pee on it. Because that is apparently a thing. I'm gonna use my Steelican. Peeing on a sting, I guess, can help it. And I said, you will not. No one's peeing on me. I'm okay. Please stay away. Do not put your pee on me. That is disgusting. So that was kind of funny. I think we all had like a little chuckle about that. So we got back to the house. They show people using body. Yes. So funny. Good timing. They sure do. And it probably would have helped, but I was not there for it. I was not there to have my sister's boyfriend piss all over me. So we got home back to her house, and she put calamine lotion on. That made it worse. Like, she rubbed it all over. It ended up being worse, the calamine lotion. Like, it literally, I don't know if it just held in this stuff. I don't know how it all works, but I know it made it worse. And I was like, okay, get that off. So then it was like her husband was running and getting all these wet towels, and they're like wiping the calamine lotion off. And then I don't know. I don't remember. It's like we were looking up I'm trying to think back then. I guess there was Google, yeah. It was like 2004, I think it was. But anyway, I know she looked up somehow in a book or online or something. There was another baking soda. Maybe it was that. I think baking soda and vinegar, something like that they put on, and that like helped a little bit. I mean, but it was bad. I mean, it was everywhere. It did take a while to calm down. But like, I swear she was more horrified than I. I mean, she looked so traumatized. I think she was traumatized. I know they were, because she literally sold the freaking, shoot, I'm going to put my Nude Envy Cheeky on, my blush. She sold them like a week later. She was like, I'm selling my jet ski. And I was like, don't sell your jet ski, because then it's like, you know, shit happens. And she was like, no, between Dick, her husband, and you both getting stung, like, she couldn't handle it, you know? It was just so funny. So she sold the jet skis. Oh yeah, it didn't affect me at all. Look, I think I look at it like this. The odds of that happening are so low. Like, I feel like it's like lightning doesn't strike twice. I mean, I know it doesn't, it can. I get it can, but it's a very low likelihood. It's almost like, okay, well, got that out of the way. I survived it, right? It's like, that level of sting probably won't happen to me again. I got stung another time in Mexico on my butt just once. That one was almost like laughed it off and was fine. And my dad was like, I was like, still swimming. And he's like, do you want to go? I'm like, it's fine. I do have a high threshold for pain. My mom has said that about me since I'm little. She said, like, I would have a double ear infection and be like, la, 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 la. I don't know. I have a very strong mind, I guess. So part of it is like, but I know I got through that. Like, I doubt that level of it's going to happen again. If it did, I'd just deal with it again, you know? It's not going to kill me. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Remember that song, Kelly Clarkson? So, yeah, I was, that was my little sting story. But everyone is really horrified except me. I mean, looking back, I'm like, that is so crazy because when I can still remember what it looked like. I remember being like, I'm not going to look down at that again. Like when it happened, I was like, okay, I'm not going to look down because it really looked bad. You know, jellyfish sting just one isn't that fun. So you add, I literally should have counted, but I really didn't want to look. So yeah, no, I'm not afraid of swimming. Honestly, I do have a fear of sharks. Like, I don't like going where like in an ocean where I can't see. Like in Florida, my dad lives in Florida. Those waters are really, really clear. So I love swimming in that. It's so fun. Where I live here, I'll be in the pool, y'all. Or I'll be laying on the beach. But you will not catch me further than my waist in the beaches here because you cannot, literally can't see anything. And I'm like, I don't know who's in there. I don't know if Mr. Sharkmouth is going to roll up on me. Getting stung by jellyfish, a little different from the sharks. So I do. Also, when I was 6 years old, this is part of it. I think I told this story, but maybe Bubble, you weren't with us yet. But I know I told it kind of recently. When I was 6 years old, I got, I was out far with my mom at the beach. And it was those beaches that are really dark and whatever, but that didn't really matter. The undertow came. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 500. Yeah. So my mom and I were out far. The undertow came and knocked me and her hand like apart. Took me. And so I was getting like, it took me under, and every time I'd try to get up, and I was a decent swimmer even at that age. I started swimming at 4, and by 6 I was good. I went to summer camps. I was in the pool all the time. But every time I try to get up, I'd get knocked down by it again. Like it was just this like cyclone of water that was like, so that traumatized me. I will say that one had an effect where I'm like, I don't want to get taken out because of the sharks though. It's always, my worry is the sharks. It's not so much like, oh, because I'm a good swimmer, eventually I could get back. It's like, what if I get taken out? It takes me further where Mr. Sharky Shark is and I get eaten. Because the shark can kill you. Jellyfish probably won't kill me. I just don't want to die, y'all. I want to live. I want to live. So that's my excitement. What else we got? So yeah, this weekend we had a fun, this place is called Zava Zone near us. It's like a lot of people have birthday parties there. Now my daughter wants to have hers there. It's like, there's trampoline things. There's, oh, she did this crazy thing. There's this really tall slide, but it's at this, it's like this, okay? That's the shape of the slide. This is straight. So there's a thing you grab onto. So you lay on your back down here, and there's an operator. You're holding on to this bar, and it's like a pulley. The operator pulls the pulley all the way. Well, you don't have to go all the way. My daughter's insane. I don't think I would have gone to the top, to be honest. So she went all, the first time she went like halfway, and then someone else did it, and she's really competitive. This little tiny thing has just this real competitive side. She was like, if they did the top, I could do the top. And I was like, you don't have to do the top. You don't have to go to the top. Anyway, so they pull you all the way up and release you. And so you go down this straight slide, and she did that over and over. That was one of her favorite things. And they have like obstacle course, like parkour or whatever. It's really fun. I was like, I want to do this. Where was this when I was a kid? So fun. So we did that birthday party. And then yesterday, it was at our friend's house, and she had a bounce house and like all these blow up swords. It was Minecraft theme. I don't know Minecraft. I know about it. I know a lot of people love it, but it was like just, she had like 100 people there. Very brave. Yeah, I'm telling you, and she's not, a lot of brave people are like coordinated. That's why I get scared, because she's getting better and stronger, but like she's kind of klutzy, right? It's like she doesn't have the best balance. She doesn't, so her wanting to do all this gymnastics like we've been talking about. She is in the gymnastics class, by the way, with the younger girl now. She loves it. She's doing well. She falls sometimes. She hasn't hurt herself too bad yet. But yeah, this is my thing. I had a very adventurous spirit like her. And as I got older, my mom really like pushed it down in ways, like made me afraid of a lot. And I just, as much as I want to do the same thing, I just can't. Because I feel like I didn't live my life to the fullest. I'll be honest. I really feel that in a lot of ways. Different. I didn't want to. Actually, I did. I did all the craziest roller coasters, I will say. My dad let me do a lot of that stuff. So I did get that out in ways. But for me, it was a thing, and I think we talked about this too. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to do this. I wanted to move to California. My mom was very like, you're staying right here. You're not going anywhere. She didn't want me like out of her sight. And that held me back from a lot of my dreams. So with my daughter, I'm just like, I can't hold her back. As much as I have anxieties and fears, and this is a small thing in the grand scheme, like a slide, but it represents something bigger, right? So it's like, I have to let go, so I'm letting go, and I'm seeing her joy, letting her do this gymnastics, like letting her do things, these adventurous things. I can tell there's a joy there that is just like, her face is lit up. And she said, she has a bar downstairs. I got her to start doing gymnastics in our basement. So she's practicing doing her flips, right? So this weekend she's just flipping, and she couldn't do it a month ago, right? Like now she's got her bar, she's flipping, and she's learning more. And so she's practicing, she's doing over and over, and I'm sitting there and she just looks so happy. And she said, I could just do this the rest of my life. And I know that seems simple. It's like, okay, your kid's flipping, big deal. But that is what I want to nurture. Like whatever it is that lights her up, she should get to do. She should get to do for the rest of her life if she wants. And there were things I wanted to do. And I was like, I loved acting and I loved singing, and like, I know technically I could do those things, and I do them. Like I do sing, I do music with my husband and whatever. Hey, oh gosh, it's going to be a crazy world. Who the heck knows what's going to happen? I can't even imagine, because you think about like when I was a kid, because I'm 43, right? So circle on back. But to think about just how the internet, Facebook, social media, all these robotic things that are starting, not just AI, but like physical things that, there's a machine that does the laundry, dries it, and folds it, right? Like, I just think, gosh, what a difference in just 42 years. And think about where she's starting now in technology in the modern world, and I can't even imagine. It's like, are we going to be taken over by robots? Better be nice to Alexa. I feel like I want to do a little more color in my crease, and then I'm going to do my lippy. Ooh, that is not the color I was looking for. But yeah, I mean, the world is changing. I mean, it's always changing. Same thing with our parents, our grandparents, horse and buggy. Look at us now, electric cars, you know? But I'm excited for her to be able to do things that light her up. Like, that's, for me, what life is about. That's what I teach my coaching clients. So I better be able to not just preach it to my daughter, but let her do it, right? Like, I'm sitting here telling everyone I coach, you get to live your dream. You get to do what you want to do. It might not look exactly like you planned, and there might be certain limitations from external factors, but we have a lot more control and a lot more freedom. Ironic, right? But a lot more control and a lot more freedom than we think. And that's what I learned, like, in my whole like journey on this path, my life path, the last like decade. Just like, wow, just because I didn't do this doesn't mean I can't do it in another way or whatever. It's just through my work and then doing music with my husband. There's just so much we can do that we tell ourselves we can't. And again, I love my mom, but she had high anxieties and they blocked me from doing things. And I'm just like, I refuse to do that with my daughter. So she's doing swim team this summer, even though she can barely swim. She's in classes right now. She's like, I really want to do swim team. I'm like, all right, here we go. That's not so much an anxiety as just like she was behind because of COVID. We didn't get her swim lessons because we were worried about germs and all that, whatever. So she started them last year, but she's refreshing. And so she's already moving so quickly. She graduated in 3 classes. She graduated to the next level. And this past week, she just started doing a backstroke, and she backstroked across the entire pool. It's a smaller pool, like a hotel pool. It's almost like the half size, I think, of a normal pool. But she went across the whole pool. So I don't know. I'm excited. So we're gonna do swim team, and our friends are all doing swim team. It's gonna be a fun summer. So I'm just excited that I'm able to let go, even though I have worries. Like, Bubble, you know, you're like, that's crazy, right? The gymnastics things and the throwing each other in the air. She's not doing that yet. So we're still on the ground. She's doing flips on the bars, which is hilarious because the class she's in is actually, it's tumbling. They're supposed to just be on the class. She has turned it into, because she's the only kid signed up for this class. So she gets to she asks the coach, she's like, can you teach me to do flips on the bars? Like, I have a bar at home and I just like hang on it. I can't really do flips. I'm scared. And then the rope swing, like there's a rope they climb. I say rope swing. It's really you're climbing up on the rope. And she goes higher and higher each time. Talk about anxiety. But, you know, it's great and it's bringing her joy. So there it is. All right, let's do a lippy. And then I'm going to roll. I have a lot to do today because I have been off for a week and a half, essentially. I'm just going to do this color. I got a new color called, I'm sure, Bubble, you don't care, but for people on replay, I use micro. What is that? Oh, you didn't get a jab. Oh, it's like another, what is that? Explain. I got the jab, of course. I got like 80 jabs. I was like, oh my God, my body's full of poison. I don't want the other poison. So I've never gotten the flu shot. I mean, I wasn't big on vaccine. I mean, I get what's required. I'm not gonna, whatever. I get what's required, but the flu shot wasn't. I never got it. I haven't had the flu since I was 22. Knock on wood. So, I mean, it's just interesting. But with COVID, I'm like, obviously it was like basically required for a lot of things. But besides that, because of our situation, my husband has that autoimmune disease that is of the lungs. My daughter's asthma, so we were extra careful. So I got it. Is getting in an infection environment but where, like how? I mean, I know what that you obviously get, but how, like, are you hanging, like, did you hang out with people with COVID to get it? Or, like, where would you be like, hey, I'm going to go to Kmart. I'm going to go shop for some COVID. Tell me the ways. I don't know. I love to learn. I love to learn. Getting a very, yeah, but where do you get it from? I just don't get, like, I know what microdosing is. I just don't know, like, I guess the question is, where's the resource? And put my stuff away while I wait for your answer. And then I'm gonna eat a snack. Mama hangry. A small casino. Is that really what you did? Did you end up getting COVID though? And yeah, the whole, like, the viral load, I guess, was very real with COVID as far as, like, right? And I don't know if it's, I don't know, and someone can teach me and preach me on this, but the viral load, I know for COVID, it really mattered, like, how long you were exposed to it or whatever. But is that with everything? Yeah, but do you know if you even actually got COVID? I mean, did you test and had it? Or you just assume you got it because you were in a casino with a bunch of people? No sniffers. Well, I'm glad you didn't have sniffers. I have not gotten COVID so far. I've been out and about doing all the crazy things with all the people. I went to the aquarium, these parties. Like, if I'm going to get it, it's probably coming at me now. I went to restaurants this week. She coming out of her shell. My throat is killing me, but I do think that's allergies. My spring allergies is always in my throat. Just breathing that pollen in. But yeah, tell me about the, if you actually tested or not. Oh, I'm losing my battery, so I gotta go in a minute. And then we'll chat again. I think I'll be here tomorrow. My mom wants to hang out Thursday. But besides that, so that might not be till later in the day anyway. My birthday is Friday. What? No, it's not. I don't know. It's the 21st. Is that Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Dang, 43. What's happening? Hold on. Did you write yet? No. Are you writing? Baba? Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. Put away my foundation. All right. Well, I don't want to, like, sign off if you're writing, but I don't really know. Maybe write a paragraph explaining. And then, yeah, so I've only tested a couple. Oh, you never tested. Oh, so you don't know that you got it. You don't know that you even, like, you technically were exposed to it. So that's not really, like, good research, but you know, we can agree to disagree on if that works. I think there's no proof it worked unless you tested and, you know, but hey, to each their own. We all got our different ways of doing things, right? Mine was jab me up. It's not possible to not get it. Yeah, it is. What do you mean? It's not possible to not get COVID? Why? And yeah, for me, I haven't had any symptoms until a few weeks ago. I think I got tested once because I had to for some reason. And then a few weeks ago, a month ago, it was the start of spring, but I had symptoms and I had headache. So I tested and it was negative. We all tested because my daughter was like, she had just been sick, but she didn't have it. She's gotten sick like 6 or 7 times, but tested negative every time. Does that mean we never had it? No. I will say we went to, some of you might remember this because I've talked about it a couple times, but we went to Disney right as the world was shutting down, and we did get sick after. They didn't have tests or anything. We all did get sick the week after Disney. So I do wonder if we had it, but there's no way I'll ever know. So doesn't really matter, right? Yep. All right. Well, I'm starving. I'm going to go eat a snacky, start my day. Well, I've already done a lot today. I already recorded a podcast, edited my podcast, and but I got more stuff to do. I'm going to create a course, all the fun. No client calls today, I don't think. No. So that's it. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. You too, Bubble. Smooches and deuces, everybody. Say hi if you're on the replay.